Hey guys, welcome to our anime.lk live stream. So you can see we are clearly prepared and
quite prepared actually.
And we didn't have a live stream in 2 seasons, right?
Yeah.
So it's like 1 season ago.
Yeah, I mean the last thing we had
yeah.
was winter, right?
Yeah, around 6 months. So things have, let's say, changed quite a bit.
Yeah, the main thing is like we're worried about when the lights will go out. So we don't worry. We have contingencies.
So,
we have the contingencies ready.
And just so, how do you guys feel? Like we don't know what you guys are like thinking. So, anyone who like before we go talk about the last season, anyone have to like shout out something that you waited 6 months to say since the last live stream?
Oh, yes, we are quite interested in hearing from you.
Yep. So, okay. I guess we'll.
Welcome to Sri Lanka.
Homeland says welcome to Sri Lanka.
Yes, from the jungle. Thank you for joining our stream.
Can you really say welcome to Sri Lanka these days? What is Sri Lanka?
It is a mental place, and that place is pain.
I don't think like it's a good topic to go into, but let's not go there.
Let's not go. It's been a tough 6 months. Let's just say.
Okay, so like Ramindu was who's backstage guy? Like I mean, guys, come on, you know, we never say.
That's up to you to find out.
Yes.
And if you can let us know before the end of the stream, you win nothing. Actually, nothing.
Spoiler, right? A spoiler. If you wait till the end credits, you can find out who it is.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
So I mean that's the challenge. You got to tell us before that if you want to win the grand prize of nothing.
Oh.
Absolutely nothing.
Oh, Hacker has joined us as well. He say hello.
Hey.
I mean mod. Yeah.
Yeah. And Homeland University Press and the Murderlot himself. We're just shouting at people right now. Hey, it's fine.
So you'll TL a choice of where?
Okay, we've got some clearly interesting proposals in chat.
Okay.
Let's just leave it at that. And why shall
let's start with last season actually. Like
let's move on.
We'll have time to talk like way further as well.
Yep.
Yes, and like in the chat, like one of the first anime that was mentioned right now is Kaguya-sama.
Oh yes, the third season.
Yep.
Yes, we are clearly prepared, as you can tell.
Yeah. No, I didn't know what you meant. Like third comment, I was like, wait, what?
Anyway,
that's a weird thing to say.
So it has been going pretty epic as usual.
Yeah. So I really liked about the third season is that from the first season, normally either anime second season gets good and third season falls off, or it just gets progressively worse. But Kaguya it got progressively better, which is surprising.
Yeah, honestly, like especially like when you consider the source material, it's amazing source material, right? And even though there has not been, any plot progress with the main couple, but like the way they developed other characters like Ishigami and Mark, especially Ishigami in his storyline, like
It's only Ishigami.
They brought up so many other characters and developed them, and they have such a full cast right now. And even after the story of the main pair finishes off, they've got content and they can keep on going.
Yeah.
And it builds up for that.
Yeah.
And that's not to say that that's not to say that the main couple was ignored. I mean, they've gotten progress as well, especially with, the president's plan and how he's gonna, do stuff with the confession. Man's finally manning up. So with all that, like the great thing about Kaguya, in my opinion, is the characters and their development and the dynamics, and third season just delivers upon it.
Yes. One thing that I see that's different in third season than like first season is some of the characters in the first season, like you see them some of the time, especially Ishigami, like you mentioned, like you see them and then they're doing their own thing, and then you see them again in like 3 episodes after, and you're like, what happened to them? But in the third season, you kind of see what happened, because like you see that they have a life on their own, even though it's not shown on screen. They are their own development. And in third season, you see a glimpse of it, and you realize they're actually a full-fledged character that have their own life. And
Exactly.
they mention things of one or two things of the past, and which we don't see. And yeah, like it's like, how do you say? It's like a multiverse kind of thing. but there is a multiverse in Kaguya if you talk about in the manga version, like, which actually I haven't read, but I heard about it.
Okay.
Like-
I actually have. I haven't read the last 5 or
No, I'm not talking about the main series.
Okay.
So other than the manga, I heard there's like a side manga with 2 side characters running the show in the same world,
right.
parallelly to things that are happening in the main manga, commenting
Like that
about
one.
it.
The film club thingy. That
Yes.
manga. Yeah,
That one. And the official doujin, which
We should. Let's just leave it at that.
let's just say it's by the original author.
Yeah. The
And-
man is cultured.
Yeah. So
While others wait for other people to come in and step in to fill the void, this man does it by himself.
yeah.
Also, last point on that, let's just say Maki's suffering is just. We stand with
I
her. We
really
stand
like
with her.
Maki. Like, Maki is my favorite character,
We stand with her.
along with Ishigami.
Ishigami is just God.
Yeah.
Ishigami is just, after season 3, he has cemented himself as God.
Okay.
But that's enough about Kaguya-sama. Let's move on to the next anime. The thing that, even more than Kaguya, what I enjoy the most, Spy X Family.
Oh, Spy Family.
Spy Family.
Oh, Spy X Family.
Whatever.
Yeah.
So it was also a comedy in the same vein as Kaguya-sama, but
It
rather
got
than
really popular.
it got popular, and for good reason as well. Rather than being a high school, romance-focused thing, it's dealing with adults
An actual functional family.
and an actual functional family with a kid, and they like what the father, the mother, and the child, all 3 of them have their own quirks, which is what makes,
And they
yeah.
became a family due to circumstances.
Yeah, it's like it goes to show that family is not really blood, or it's not something that's given to you. It's family is something that we make for ourselves.
Yeah. It's like, it's basically about a family that's not blood related being a family, which is more familial than
Actual family.
actual families in
Also,
anime.
we say blood related, and somebody's gonna comment something weird on chat. I mean,
It's fine.
it's fine. We know who you are.
Yeah. And other than that, I want to talk about another anime. I don't know if you have watched it, called Summertime Rendering.
Ooh, actually, I haven't. Can you just describe it a bit?
Okay, so it's by the same studio that did Komi-san.
Oh, ooh, that's
Okay,
good pedigree.
and it was on Disney Plus. So I would say it's ongoing this season as well. So let's say the first season was full on mystery. I would compare it to Higurashi actually.
Ooh, that's one show that I really like.
It's like a bit Express Higurashi, the original one, not the latest one. So
Let's not go there.
yeah. So how I would say it, it's a guy comes to an island. He used to live long ago, and he get into a mystery. It's a mysterious situation where some people have died, and there are rumors of some kind of creatures.
Okay.
And
okay.
I won't say much, but there is some sort of time loop in it.
Oh, the same as Higura? Oh, I shouldn't say that. But yeah, that is very interesting.
Yes, and the animation quality is good, and I can't say much without spoiling it, but let me say it's you can't wait to watch the next episode.
Yeah, I perhaps I'll go back to watch it.
Yes, and each episode explained a bit, but you get more questions.
Interesting.
Slightly different from Higurashi, where you only had questions for half of it.
And then we have the answer after the second half. And
But this one is you get bit of both.
you get a bit of both. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the other thing that I wanted to talk about from last season, actually, we have 2 things. One, I'll just gloss over real quick. Shield Hero, season 1, it came out, people liked it, and as it ended, they said, you got season 2 and 3 coming out, see ya. And
I
then season 2 came out.
I think the only noteworthy thing to talk about it, the second season, is it's not noteworthy to talk about it.
Exactly.
That's the only thing we can say.
So we'll just leave it at that.
Yeah. I
And
tried to watch it, guys. I couldn't.
I
like,
know.
I dropped after 4 episodes. I really tried. I did the three episode rule. It didn't work out actually. So it's that bad. Yeah.
It's not just bad. It's just bored. It's just bland. Anyway,
That makes it bad.
fine.
Music
the-
was good though.
Who?
Music.
I mean,
Kevin Penkin.
True. Why is it that the greatest artists are wasted on? Anyway, speaking of Kevin Penkin, we've got something coming this season, my
Yeah.
friends. Oh boy. Anyway, the last thing from last season that we wanted to cover was Kawaii Dakejanai Shikimori-san, which, I mean,
You like
Shikimori topped the waifu rankings from last season.
Really?
Yes,
What
she
about
did.
Kaguya?
I mean, Kaguya is them, but apparently she topped the rankings last
Really?
time.
I watched like 7 episodes.
Okay.
There was just more better anime for me to watch.
It is one of those, like, even from last season we had Aharen-san something.
I like that
the
better
short,
actually.
The short cute girl. So the thing is, like, a lot of those animes, like the short romance thing. There's another manga actually that I'm following called Meika something or another. Meika doesn't want to be confessed to or something. So
Sounds like Kaguya.
yeah, I mean, yeah, similar. I mean, they actually get together way faster.
Okay.
Anyway, so the point is, like, a lot of those manga are great as manga, but when they get adapted to an anime, it just doesn't work. Like, I don't know, it's a medium problem or something, but it just doesn't work. So maybe Shikimori is one of those. I personally enjoyed it, but let's leave it at that.
There is one more I'll just briefly gloss over that I really enjoyed from last season. It's called Kakko no Inazuke.
Ooh, a couple of cuckoos. I really
Yeah.
like that as well.
Yeah, so when you first watch it, it feels like Oremo.
Also, like, the name just gives me really, really, really bad vibes.
Yeah, so it's like Oremo, where like there are siblings that there is some sort of harem going on, but it turned out to be really wholesome, and like it's still ongoing, and it, like, how would I say, it's like romance drama that's done well. It's not
yeah.
great, but it's good. And with that, let's go on to this season, since since
Backstage guys getting a bit annoyed.
yeah,
Yeah,
and-
so let us move on to the current season.
I like the poll though. Like,
What?
do you pronounce the X in Spy X family or Spy
it's mostly
family?
no.
Yeah.
Onichan-
Onichan Yamete.
Nani kamerunda? Anyways.
It's the X. Oh, that kind of X. Okay, let's like
Oh.
pairing X.
That works.
Okay. Let's actually go to this season.
Right, back to our current season.
Yes. So, what do you have? What do you recommend?
Guess I'm going first, huh?
Yep.
Yep. So, this time for our seasonal recommendations, we have 8 anime, 4 from me and 4 from Ranuka. I'll be starting off with my 4th recommendation. This time we have Engage Kiss. That is the
Is it
first.
like marriage related?
Not really. It's one of it's. The best way that I would describe Engage Kiss is it's a, how do you say? It's an action anime with a tsundere versus a yandere. If that makes any sense.
Okay, I lied. Actually, watch it.
What do you
Okay.
think?
Thing I like the most is there are like 2 girls, and the dynamic between like the 2 girls, like I mean, we can just go ahead and talk about it a bit. Like, how would I say? So there's a guy, right? I mean, all harems have guys.
This time the guy is a total douchebag though.
That's debatable, but in a way, yes. It's like, the nice douchebag, like
The man
they could have done
literally-
better by just communicating. Okay, let's not go
Let's-
there
let's not
yet.
go there.
So I like the dynamic. So between the guy who's fighting demons and the girl who's the ex fighting with him, and then there's the girl who's not a girlfriend, but like that with the guy who's currently fighting.
Okay.
And like in the first episode, like when they are attacking this, they're like demons in the world, and they are attacking this demon. Like they were like shit talking each other because like they were both over kind of the same guy.
Yeah.
While they were fighting the enemies, right?
And they were fighting each other as well, kind
Yeah,
of.
it's like really cool.
Like the pink cat chick made a shot, like took a pot shot at the other chick and was like, "Hey, where are you shooting?" And she was like, "Sorry, mistake." Like,
Yeah,
it was
like
hilarious.
I think that's the strongest part about that.
Yeah.
Like the dynamic, plot-wise. I mean, still there are not many episodes. I kind of liked. Actually, I kind of like the fourth episode where I started getting slightly dark, I would say.
Oh yes.
But we have to see where it goes. But I really like the recommendation.
The thing that we have to note when we are giving recommendations is usually we watch 3, 4, 5 episodes when we're giving our recommendations, and sometimes like a certain egg priority that starts with wonder, it starts off amazing and just kicks us in the ass at the end. It says, "Boy."
Yeah.
We feel
And
like idiots for recommending.
Baka says that he has minimal choices and he's a good person. But I would say, even with his choices, I don't know what Baka is referring to. Like, but currently, as I watch, even with his choices, he could have done better if he just told what he's doing or like communicating.
Like as we start off from the anime, it's like he just appears like a deadbeat.
Yes. And how about we show them a clip?
That's a good idea. Let's clip on to the clip.
Clip? What? No.
Yes.
それでは結果を発表します。落札価格39,800ドル。
じゃあ行ってくる。さっきの金明日には返すからさ。
Yes, and what do you think? Stein said like there's an issue in the FPS.
12 FPS best girl.
Yeah, backstage guys looking into that.
Backstage guy, what are you doing?
Yeah, increase FPS, give more.
Give more FPS.
Yes, so that clip was from the fight, like between them, in the first episode, right?
Yeah, so even then you could see like the guy is trying to shoot at the demon, and then the girl is like, wait, should we shoot this guy instead? I mean, he's the whole point. Everyone's fighting. Like, it was full of few comedic moments, and we enjoyed it a lot.
Yes. So, guys, is it lagging now? Like, can you see?
Can you see us? Like, are we lagging? Anything?
Okay. So, anyway, let's continue for now.
Let's move on for now. Just let us
Guys,
know if anything goes wrong.
Just tell us if you can't hear us instead.
Yes.
Okay. So, shall we go for the next one?
Yes, the next one is a recommendation from you. So, what do you have for us? Yes.
Okay. Okay. Yes. So what I would recommend is Licorice Recoil.
Ooh. I've actually watched one episode today upon the forcing of my friend, and I
Yeah.
went up and watched everything. So, yeah, pretty good.
But what do you mean you watched everything?
I did.
What do you mean?
I did.
When?
Now.
You watched the first episode?
And after I watched the rest.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I did.
I didn't give you the episodes.
I had it on my PC.
Did you use my internet?
Sorry.
Wait, what? I didn't know that.
Let's
I could have just.
let's move on. Let's move
I
on.
just give you the episodes. Okay.
Anyways.
Okay.
Anyway,
Yeah,
how
okay.
about you describe the anime for
Yeah.
us?
So how I would describe this is cute girls doing anti-terrorist things.
Okay.
Okay.
I mean, they come to a railway station, they start shooting, and then they just disappear. So,
Okay. So there are like main two cute girls, and I have to reiterate and say they're actually cute.
yeah.
It's by A1 Pictures, right? So the quality is amazing. Same
Also,
as
like
Chingay Kiss.
the dark-haired main girl is basically what's that girl from Kyoka? If you can spot the resemblance, then it's the same girl.
Yes, but personality-wise, she's different.
Personality-wise, obviously, but
Okay, people might not know what they're talking about, but let's quickly explain a bit more. Waifus with guns. Actually,
yeah, that works.
that works. So to briefly summarize it, like Japan has been having like high school girls as like peacekeepers in the city, like fighting terrorists and making them at peace, using silenced pistols. And yeah,
Silence buckshot pistols at one point.
yeah, and actually and machine and miniguns. Okay, and yeah, so this underground network of high schoolers are keeping the city safe, and it's a story about some of these high schoolers where one of them like get demoted in a way and get sent to like a remote station, a remote branch where their front is a cafe with regular customers. So it's the life of like these two, like how do you say, the licorice is the title for these girls. So their daily life and how they handle certain jobs, it's really cute. And why don't we show the clip to show them?
Yeah, let's go on to see the clip.
And yep, I think you'll enjoy it.
Yes, as I was shown to.
そうなの。朝日のインスタ映えスポットで有名なのよ。何か分かったの？あ、いや、この写真もらえます？ええ。取引の現場映ってんじゃん。
知らないですよ。銃は消えたんじゃなくてとっくに引き渡されてたんだよ。その相手があの写真を SNS で見て。
めっちゃヤバなのに狙われてるよ、沙織さん。やあ、取引したいんだって。
Yes.
So to note, as Baka said, yeah, they wear the uniforms because it's more inconspicuous when they go to the train station and start
I mean,
blasting.
like imagine how many anime you watch and how many high school girls there are. So it makes sense to have secret agents as high school girls.
I mean, at this point, it's just a trope, but they have a point. They have a point.
no, you can like, that's a good thing. You can have coming of age assassin
But not here.
in the city. Here,
Kind. Like in this anime?
Oh, I thought Sri Lanka. Okay.
No, God.
I said here. You said here. Okay. Yes, and okay. I don't. So so one of the main girls, her thing is about not killing anyone, even though like that's basically her job. So she tried to keep the peace by knocking or stunning like enemies, and if anyone gets hurt or gets shot, she would treat them and then go on with the mission, even if it's anime. So that's like how would you say? That's what she follows. So yes. So what do you think about when you secretly struck some episodes and like watch it?
The first thing that I noticed was like that giant ass tower in the background. That has my interest. Like,
Yeah. What is the backstory of it, right?
yeah. I'm wondering because like so far it seems to me like just regular modern day Japan sort of story, right? And then there's that weird tower with like a crystal tree growing out.
No. It was mentioned, I think, in the third or fourth episode.
I don't think I watched up to that.
Okay.
episode, yeah.
So like something happened,
Yeah.
but they never said what happened.
I
It got
guess-
destroyed apparently. The tower got destroyed.
Yeah, I guess I've got to catch up.
It's
to
a
that
radio
episode.
tower, I think, or something.
Yeah, in the first episode itself,
Yeah.
it was mentioned there was a radio tower. Yeah.
Yes. And yes.
Apparently it has been explained in like a later
Chisato
episode.
is the cutest character, and not that the other one isn't cute. Like, okay, so for
It depends on what your preference
fans
is.
out there, yes, it is kind of Yuri. So watch it.
We have a certain friend of ours who's like salivating at that probably.
Who's
but-
in this chat right now?
Yes, he is.
Yes. Your
So,
Yuri
yeah.
recommendation. Go for it.
GG. Right.
Yes. Shall we move on?
Let's move on to the next recommendation. And
Yep. So it's yours.
Yes. So my third recommendation for the evening is Soredemo Ayamu wa Yosete Karu.
That's a long title.
I mean, this is a Japanese title. So imagine Kaguya, right?
Okay.
And imagine you cross it with Takagi-san. If you watch the two animes,
The lazy guy.
the big forehead. Takagi.
Takagi. No,
Teasing.
I didn't watch that. I was thinking about
No.
that sleepless guy, sleepy guy.
Oh yeah, no. So like, if you haven't watched either of those animes,
I know what's it about. Okay.
for those people who live under a rock and have not watched either of those
For-
animes,
Either of the. Okay.
either.
But okay. Now that you mention it, I kind of get it.
So it's basically like there's a guy who joins a shogi club,
Yep.
right? And he goes there and he starts playing shogi with the president, the main
Senpai.
girl, the senpai, and they're playing shogi. And he's like, the guy is like, hey, you're cute.
Oh
It's
look,
like,
Agent
"Oh,
Smash comes out of
wait."
and says he hasn't watched either of those.
Well, I mean, he isn't living under a rock; he is the rock. So yeah.
Okay, continue on.
Let's move on before we start insulting any more of our audience. Right. So
He might like it.
maybe he does. Who knows?
Okay.
We're getting distracted.
Continue.
So the thing, oh, you're cute, aren't you? And I was like, wait a minute, does he like me? And that goes on, and it's like the guy wants to confess to her, but he has a condition before he does. And the girl knows that he has a thing for her, but he's like, when's he gonna confess? And it's basically a rom-com with that as a premise. So
Yeah.
why don't we show you the clip so you can decide for yourself?
Yep.
お前私のこと好きだよな。
何を言っているんですか？
だって私しかいない将棋部入ってるし、それに私のこと可愛いって言うし。
可愛いんで。
くそ、どうやっても認めないつもりだな。こうなったら私のこと好きって認めたら抱きしめてやるぞ。
先輩、集中したいので静かにしてもらえますか？危なかった。もう少しで認めてしまうところだった。すみません先輩。告白するのは先輩に将棋で勝った時と心に誓ったんです。俺は一生先輩と将棋を指していたいですから。
急にプロポーズっぽいの来た。お前の言い方だと彼女って私を想定してるように聞こえるんだけど。
気のせいじゃないですかね。
As you can see from the clip, it is an anime where the two characters are like, will they? Won't they?
Yes, and like I like after like Kaguya, right? It's like the same premise but high impact. You had to think like how do you say like equations going over your mind and all that shit. No, this one is like same thing.
But
you dial
cuter.
it down.
And cuter.
Yes, cuter. Dial it down to the ordinary people's ordinary will they won't they.
Usually, like, I don't even like will they want this stuff because, like, God, get together already. Like, how hard is it? And then,
I mean, they're kids.
they're kids, I
Okay.
guess. Yeah. So, but yeah, it is
Yeah.
our fluffy slice of life rom-com recommendation for the season. Go
Yep.
watch it.
Yes. Is any of you watching it actually?
That would be an interesting poll to
Yes.
ask.
Yes. So, backstage guy created a poll to ask if anyone is waiting to watch Aimu make his move. And yep. So
Shall we move on?
let's move on till
Let's
we get
move on till we get the poll up.
there. So yep, the next anime.
It's my turn, then it's yours.
It's my turn. Yes.
Yes, it is.
I knew that.
Of course you did.
Okay. So the next anime, it's I would say experimental. So you know how once in a while, so all these anime have kind of same premise going on, and most of them are not original work. Licorice Recoil, I think is okay. I'm not fully
I
sure
mean,
about that.
Assassin Kids, Spin, they're done. that.
Okay, I'm not actually fully sure about that, but that is like a solid premise that could have like you adapted a couple of things to make it. But there are some anime that like art style wise and story wise they become experimental. So the recommendation I'm giving is Urei Deco. Have you heard about that?
Oh, I've heard about that, yes.
Yes. So it's by Studio Science Saro, who is a bit known for trying experimental things these days.
Okay.
And so the story is about in like a separate future or world, it could be one of either. So the story is basically in an city. They haven't explained the world yet much.
Yeah.
So it's in a city where everything is augmented reality.
Okay.
So like and like Facebook.
Oh
So-
God.
Everything is chasing after likes.
So it's like something similar to Summer Wars, like.
In a way, yes.
Okay.
But how it's different is so it's more modern
Okay.
because everyone is chasing for likes, and the reason is likes are currency.
Ooh.
So you take a photo,
And the likes.
put on Instagram,
And those Instagram points are directly money that
Yes.
you can use.
and kids want to collect like because money they want to earn money, right?
Everyone does.
So it's in a world where so this is the setting and we follow this character and so with this likes and everything just like Facebook you get the kind of society the censorship is huge and they only want to keep like the happy like non-controversial things and just clear anything that people might see that is troubling or make people sad.
Okay.
So like
So it kind of is like the whitewashing and like the censorship sort of thing that we're seeing in
Exactly.
real life even.
exactly, and so the story of this is so in this world this girl meeting a guy who is not part of this system. Apparently, she initially thinks it's like a game she's in because there was a game going like the special game kids play like VR and like how do you say you have to solve mysteries kind of thing.
Yeah.
And she get into a situation where she actually gets in contact with this kid who isn't part of the system, who is real, and she gets shown another side of this world,
Right.
the side of freedom. Shall we go to the clip to at least show part of what I'm explaining. I think I'm making a bad job explaining.
Well, I'm certainly interested in it now. Let's go for the clip.
Backstage guy.
PSG.
街来るの久しぶりだし気晴らしに街でこ変えよありゃラブが足りない無駄遣いはダメだなもっと貯めないとおおすごい何これこれも超再現空間バチバチガジガジタコラだなんなのやべどうしようペタンエクサガジガジ
Yes. So that was the clip. So the series reminded me slightly of Fully Cooley, FLCL.
It does remind me a lot of Gainax shows like a certain name that I can't say, and even Kill la Kill, for example.
Yeah.
Like it has that Westernish inspired sort of art
Yeah.
style.
Yeah. So the recommendation is like this. So it's experimental. So we don't know how well the story will go, how it goes. But I would say the art style is unique in the way that it shows like AR or VR. And I would recommend you watch it. Like, how often do you find an anime that's original and people thought of like from scratch, right? Because all of the things these days are adapted from like common not visual. Okay, back
Light
in the day they are
novels.
visual novels, but
No,
now
light
they are
novels.
light novels. Yes.
Like light novels come with
Actually,
pumping
back
out
in the day,
of-
most of them are visual novel games, based games.
Clannad, Higurashi.
No, I'm talking about the ecchi ones as well.
Oh,
Okay.
Oh, I've gone to the off-brand side
Okay.
now.
Let's
Cycle back.
yeah, cycle back, and yeah, I would recommend it. And back to you. What's your next recommendation?
Right. My next recommendation, my second recommendation for the evening would be
Third.
fourth,
Your third
Third.
one.
second.
Your third recommendation.
I'm counting backwards. I'm counting back. Anyway, third for the evening. Let's go
Okay.
with that. Let's go with that. The next recommendation from my
you mean the
end-
ranking?
Yes, I'm going
Okay.
to fourth.
I thought like the order.
Inverse.
The next.
The next.
Okay.
Tsugino. The next recommendation that I have for the evening is a second season of a quite beloved anime, actually. Hataraku Mao-sama, or The Devil is a Part-Timer. So, a fair few of you would have watched the first season. So, rather than me going on to
didn't watch
explain the wait, what?
I mean, there are so many anime back then.
Wow. So rather than me going to explain everything, I mean, we will have a discussion on it. Why don't we start with the clip this time?
Okay. I'm interested to see like
Seeing as you haven't watched it.
I haven't watched it. I watched something similar.
Okay.
魔王サタンの名を知らぬ者などこのエンテイスラの地には存在しない。それは闇の生き物がうごめく魔界を滑る恐怖と残酷の代名詞。そして時は流れ
我々がこのままで良いのかということです。青様漆原貴様今の状況をどう思う？
はあ？何それ？つまり本当は魔王サタンの魔王がアルバイトして悪魔大元帥アルシエルの芦屋が主婦してるこの状況ってこと。
ママは誰だ？ママは
魔王が父親で勇者が母親だと
Okay.
Right.
Yes. So this is the first time I have seen any scene from this anime.
Wait, why are you on this panel with me?
Talk about new anime.
I mean, yeah, this is the second season after all. So yeah, if you're watching this, you'd probably have to watch the first season as well. But since this is more of a slice of life sort of anime, like if you read up on the backstory, I think you can skip right ahead to the second. But I mean, obviously, it's not recommended since, well, it's quite a really nice and enjoyable slice of life comedy sort of thing.
Planning to watch the first season.
Do it, it's really
Yeah.
good.
I watched something similar where like after the demon lord was defeated, the minion go to work in like a electronic store. I forgot the name of it.
Okay.
It's very similar to this premise.
Mm-hmm.
But I like the fact that the lazy one is the the lazy one is the hero, right?
Sort of.
Okay. So in the other one is flipped. So
Okay.
but why don't you go to what's good about this anime?
What's good about this anime? So, similar to the first season, it shows this, like, as you can see, as you saw from the clip, the demon lord, the man who was after destroying their home continent area of Anti-ALK, like he was about to destroy everything, take over the world.
Okay.
And finally, he was defeated by the hero, and so he takes a trip all the way to a different world, a parallel universe, perhaps.
Oh.
And he comes all the way here, and he is thrust from the king status. He is thrust down to nothing. And what does he do? Well, I'll take over the world by working at McDonald's.
Wow. So do they actually use McDonald's names or McDonald's or something?
It goes like McDonald's.
Okay.
So obvious, like there actually is an anime from this season which like had directly like had like if you take a look at this anime itself, like they could directly say, okay, Jungle. Why are you ordering so many packages from Jungle? And they show the TV screen
Jungle
directly at Amazon page. So I mean, like there's a bunch of like real life product things.
I really like anime when they try to circumvent putting a brand name but putting the equivalent brand name that's virtual, but you know what they're talking about.
I mean, like in Tuaru Majutsu no in Railgun, there's like the Lawsons, and there's like another thing like their equivalent of a 7-Eleven as well. So
a lot of anime has McDonald's.
And Chiho's just size. I mean, I prefer it now. So let's just go with that.
What?
Let's just move on.
What?
Let's just move on.
Okay.
It's better now.
Okay, so are you done? I'm done this time.
Yes. Go watch it.
Okay. So let's go to our next recommendation.
Our next recommendation is...
Okay. Yes, so...
Hold on.
Okay, so...
Hold up.
Okay. Backstage is trying to communicate with us.
So we've finished 4 recommendations. So 2 from me and 2 from you.
Okay. So...
Before we go... Actually...
Okay, let's do this.
Go on.
Yes. Before we go for the next episode, what do you guys think about our recommendation? Or do you have anything else that you would like us to talk about, like any other anime? I mean, 1 or 2 of them we might talk about after this. Let's just see what people...
And
okay, let's just say what the populace has spoken about.
The voice of the people.
Yes.
How that's going these days. I mean, let's not go there.
Oh, you haven't watched the Kong Bing anime, right?
Which one?
The one that the old emperor, like the old like tactician come and like bring an idol group. It was 2 seasons ago.
Idol group?
Not idol group, like one idol.
Idol? No.
What's her name? Eiko? No. No. Okay. So you don't.
I actually want to take
That's where populace is used.
I actually also want to take this time to talk about some honorable and dishonorable mentions. So let's start off with the dishonorable mention of the afternoon. I don't know how many seasons ago this was. This is now straight up rant moment, okay? Like straight up rant moment. Few seasons ago, we had a wonderful season with 2 specific anime. So I watched it.
Okay.
And I read the manga. I stayed up late night and I read the manga. And the amount of mental trauma that I was subjected to has probably made me lose most of my brain cells, and I just have two rubbing together.
I think Baka, you are going to lose, but okay.
I mean, yeah.
He
Apparently
said, don't mention something.
Apparently people like it. So the two anime that made me lose my sanity. Number one was Domestic Girlfriend.
Hey, that was kind of okay though.
This is the type of person I'm talking about.
Okay, what's wrong with it?
Let's wait.
Okay,
I'm getting there. The first was Domestic Girlfriend, and the other was Rent-A-Girlfriend. I don't know whether the topic of girlfriend in the title is the trigger for making all this like ruin my sanity. Like I've done things, I've seen things that has made me lose brain cells.
Seen what?
It's a certain job that I cannot talk about here. Okay. So somehow, by some black magic, Rent-A-Girlfriend has gotten a second season. And it's airing. It has a second season. How? So, those of you who haven't watched this anime, those of you who haven't... Have you watched this anime?
Which one? First season or second season?
Either.
I watched the first season.
So, what do you think of Rent-A-Girlfriend?
Here's how it works, right? So you watch one episode, and you watch the second episode.
Okay.
And you see kind of there's some sort of character development, right?
Okay.
Then you watch the third episode, and the fourth episode. And you realize he didn't actually change from the first episode. Like, it's like there's like a very mini arc where he grows, and then he regresses. And by the end of the anime, it's like he learned nothing.
So he just goes back to simping.
It's like the story flows in a way you feel there's something development going on, but there actually isn't. He's just a scumbag.
So the anime that has gotten a second season this time is Rental, not Domestic, thank God.
But Domestic was better. Okay, what's wrong with it?
We're not talking about Domestic. Like, if it ever gets a second season, we'll
Wait, what is wrong with it though?
We're not going there. Let's talk about Rental.
It's just stupid drama that's kind of fun.
It's not fun, it's just retarded drama. So if you take Rental, right? Like most if you take harem sort of anime, like we have like a premise, right? Like there's a theme for the harem. Like take Goto Bunno Haname, the quintuplets anime. Their thing is that they are like a quintuplets, 5 people, right? And like take Bokutachi wa Benkyo dekinai. We never learn. Like the theme is that they're all students and they're really good at something and they're really shit at something. That's their theme. Like, other haremish, I don't watch much harem. Like any other recommendations? Any other anime haremish?
I mean, the quintuplet was okay in the beginning. I got kindly
fine.
bored.
We're not talking about that. So like the theme for Rental is that they're basically, can I even say that word on the stream?
What? I don't know.
So
okay, I know what you mean.
Yeah. So,
okay.
So they're basically just selling, maybe not their bodies yet, but their time, money.
They're emotionally selling themselves.
It's basically selling themselves. That's the premise.
I'm just saying the premise could have been good, but the execution is really bad, especially the main character.
The premise itself is just...
No, it's not. Like there are troubling premises in animes that actually is insightful.
Yeah, there are.
It could have been.
It isn't.
Okay.
It just isn't.
Okay.
Rant over.
Yes.
Rant
okay,
over.
shall we talk about something else?
Yes.
Okay.
Where shall we go?
So what do you think about meetups? Out of nowhere.
Out of nowhere.
Taking out of it.
We're talking about this now.
Yeah, no, because okay. Forget anime. Yeah. Okay, forget manga as well.
Forget manga.
Domestic kanja manga. Okay. Okay. So something that I wanted to bring up was that I actually didn't go shopping for any anime figures So and that
So
remind
it's the
me
guy
of
with
the
multiple anime.
yeah, and that remind me of the meetups as well.
Ooh.
So because we used to have some near the Yamtawan as well. Yeah.
Okay.
So anyway, speaking of meetups, so what do you guys actually think about it? Like because here's the thing, we are not like wanting meetups these days. I don't think is probable. But do people want it these days? Like we don't know what people want, so that's what I'm asking about.
So I mean, as much as I would really love to come back to meetup next month,
Okay.
I mean, some people, like including myself, have some practical issues, right, with getting there. And rather than us making a decision on our own,
Yes.
we'd like to, get the advice. Like we'd like to see what the community, because you guys are the ones who are.
Because if we talk about the timing, right?
Yeah.
So one thing is like, assuming people can go in the bus, right?
Exactly.
And assuming we find a place,
Yeah.
people will have to come early morning, which is a rare thing for us anime-loving people. And the other thing is because you can't stay late, because if you stay late, there are no buses these days.
Right. That's true.
So you have to go in the afternoon or evening, like 3 or 4. Then like you'll be meeting for like 2 hours. Is it even worth it? That's the
Yeah, and the other thing is, like, usually what we do on our meetups is it would go to like 3, 4, and then after that there'll be like an after meetup at night, and well, just dinner basically. But it's not.
Ask him why early morning, because if you don't go early morning, if you go in the afternoon, because we have to leave early in the evening anyway, you'll only be staying for 2-3 hours, maximum 4 hours, which like people who like to come to the meetup stayed longer, because they came in the afternoon, stayed till evening, some people even night,
Yeah.
and left.
And like with no fuel and stuff these days, people can't even use their own vehicles.
Yes, and it's
I don't
not
know. And
practical.
it's difficult for people all around. So
Yeah,
we'd like to know how your situation is like.
And
would you-
suggestions, like, do you think it's worth it to have meetup for like 1 or 2 hours?
Yeah.
and
like,
and like food prices also
Yeah.
like our thing.
so all things considered, would you join us if we were to have a meetup, say next month, or
Yeah.
what do you think? What do you think? We have plans, we have ideas.
Oh, is it a
but
totally bad idea?
Yeah, that
in
too.
the first place, like,
we have
being
plans, we have
insensitive,
ideas,
yeah.
and we would like to know what do you think. So
Yeah.
yeah.
and then we can talk about domestic conjugal.
God.
Okay.
Right.
Yes. Why don't
Going back to our
Is it me?
recommendations. Wait, is it?
it's you?
It was last we did Soredemo Ao, then we
It's
did
me.
Hataraku Mao,
It's
then
me.
it's you.
Okay. Yes. So, I mean, you know how isekai works, right?
Yeah.
Why am I laughing? Like, you know, right?
That's
just
an
go to
interesting
another-
question to
they
ask
go-
me. Yes.
Okay, you go to
on.
another world, right?
Yeah.
And I like in my mind I'm getting sidetracked, but I'll
Okay.
talk it. So yes, so like, have you had the feeling
Yeah.
like you go to isekai world
Yeah.
and like Narnia, right? So
Okay.
not Narnia.
Now
and
we're
you
going
come
to Narnia,
back.
fine.
What
Come
would you
back.
feel?
I feel like that'd be like depending on how much time you spent in the other world, right?
Narnia.
Yeah.
You watch Narnia.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Okay.
So like
So it's like an entire like almost like some
a lifetime.
Yeah.
So that'd be like a massive culture shock sort of a deal, right?
Yeah. So imagine there's an anime like that.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm talking about Isekai Oji-san, right? Not Narnia level. He only spent how long? Okay, it's not mentioned yet. I think it's probably 20-30 years maybe. I think around that time.
Okay.
So yeah, he goes to another world when he was 17,
Okay.
and he suddenly comes back.
He manages to finish the
Yes.
quest to kill the
So
demon
what
god.
happened to his body was he got into a coma,
Hmm.
and then when he comes back, he wakes up from the coma in the hospital.
Okay.
And his sister's son is now going to take care of this guy.
Oh.
And this guy isekai'd way back, I think in the 80s or early 90s.
So like a sort of a retro old style.
And he was a weeb.
Oh, he was a weeb.
He was an old-time weeb.
One of those classic weebs.
Yeah. Why don't we start with the clip and then explain about it?
Go for the clip, PSG.
Yes.
As opposed to the BFB.
さて異世界にいた証拠を見せよ
えいやいいですあのさ不景気でうちも厳しくてさ
絵を運べそんなことよりゲームハードセンスはどうなったセガは
セガ今国内だとソニーと任天堂が2強って感じかなは
セガは
ねえそれ今
セガはい
やとっくに撤退したけど
Yes, so that was the clip. So you can see he's like a old weeb.
Watching the Sony Nintendo thing, like personally, my first ever console was a Nintendo 3DS, and I kind of grew up with Nintendo stuff, like not old school Nintendo stuff. Like, I mean, yes, I did play like Pokemon Red, Blue, and I played a bunch of old stuff, but Sega.
I have only dreamed of a Nintendo DS.
Bro, you should. God.
I had a Game Boy. I had a Game Boy Advance.
Oh, that's old. That's classic.
I used to have PlayStation 1.
Oh, I never had a PlayStation.
I never had PlayStation 2. Like the one was really fun.
Like everyone's friend has a PlayStation or something, and you're like, oh, I want to go to. Every time you're going to his house, but I never had such a friend.
Okay.
It was in my imagination.
Yeah, but this guy had a Sega.
This guy had a Sega, Dreamcast.
No, not the Dreamcast. It's the one I think before that. The one parallel to the PlayStation one. Saturn. I think it's Saturn, yeah.
I think it's Saturn. I don't know much about Sega consoles.
No, Dreamcast was like a PlayStation 2 equivalent.
Yeah, Dreamcast and then the GameCube.
GameCube was I think way before, right?
Nintendo.
Nintendo.
Anyway.
I'm not a Nintendo fan, so I don't know. Yes, so this guy was an OG weeb who played like those old times like games and visual novels, or what you can call visual novels back in the day. And he isekai. And now after coming back, he has magical powers. And can you guess what he decided to do with it?
What does he decide to do with it?
I mean, he does have a nephew from the modern age. What would he do?
Turn him into a girl?
No, he starts a YouTube channel.
Of course he does.
What do you think he does?
Of course he does.
So he becomes I don't remember channel name, but he becomes like isekai Oji-san in the YouTube and show his like magic effects, and it's like the entire thing about that coming back and then interacting with modern world, like getting on YouTube, getting angry at like incorrect comments, flaming, and then ordering stuff off of Amazon and realizing shipping is too high, so he'd rather fly and pick it up rather than get it delivered.
So basically that's like Dara's delivery points versus coming to the house.
And like thinking like where are the cool smartphones where you can flip and like twist and all that things, because back in the day those were phones and now everything's like a slab.
Yeah, you can flip it, now it's all candy bar.
Like that phone, like you flip and it twists.
I like flip up ones. Like if you're angry, you're like, screw you.
Yeah, and you can cut the call.
Yeah.
All of that, and like playing old games. And now that he's back, he's like a old-time game console fan. Yeah. And like all of that, and like some of the stuff happening with his nephew, like girl-related. He has a friend who's a girl, and there's some drama there.
Okay.
And along with that, there is also like he showed glimpses of his past, what happened in the isekai world, to his nephew. He has a way to conjure his memories and story.
Right.
And most of those memories are something that you would face palm.
Like I remember this one clip where I watched where he was so ugly that he was an orc.
Yes, he was so ugly as a human. They thought he was an orc, and villagers would run away and hunt him.
Oof. That kind of reminds me of what was the anime? Tsukimichi. The guy was apparently so ugly that people would run away. Like even the goddess of that world was like, "You're ugly. You can't talk with humans anymore. Go to the furthest reaches of the world." So yeah, that's the first thing that came to mind. Also,
Yes.
Tsukimichi, amazing anime.
Yes. And Baka, yes, I said like 100% bra moments. And we are not the only one who face palm. The nephew face palms to them as well.
He is us, I guess.
Yes. And like, so it's like, it's a concept that I don't think have been done before much. Like the fact that they
Returning,
came
yeah.
back. But I would say it's really good. And it's something refreshing and easily watchable. Like the other day I was actually watching with like couple of friends in Discord as well. The
Ooh.
latest episode.
Shout out to our Discord.
Yep.
You can come watch anime with us. play video
anime.lk
games.
/Discord.
Yep.
Or just
Solid
click the link
plug.
in the description.
Solid
oh my god,
plug.
I can't believe we are saying that.
I know. Anyway, so
Anyway,
when you
yes.
say that, like I've got two things that come to my mind. One is another manga about YouTube that I
Okay.
can't say on stream, but those of you who know, you know. It's not off brand. It's not off brand. It's a manga. It's publishing manga.
Okay.
It's about YouTube. About
A manga about YouTube.
a manga about YouTubes and doing things to put it on YouTube and get money off of it. Like the more extreme,
It's not Merryweather, right?
no.
Okay.
Like
I mean, it's kind of like a studio that makes.
no, it's like a proper manga, right?
Okay.
So that's the first thing that came to mind when you said YouTube, and I was like,
Oh, okay.
no.
Thank you. Now I know. Thanks, Ravinder.
No, I can't mention it on stream for the children.
You mentioned it, so it's fine.
It's like, we can't. And like,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
let's oh god, YouTube partnership. Wait, are we gonna get demonetized?
Wait,
for
when you
this?
say story of my life, is it that?
No.
Okay. Will someone say? Okay. Never mind.
Let's not.
Okay.
Yeah. So anyway,
This is
So-
real, by the way.
oh
Yeah.
wow, you started.
Like, why not? Like, I'm hungry.
Go for it.
Okay.
So yeah,
Oh,
so
I can have ASMR.
that's something we are doing apparently.
What? You don't watch ASMR streams?
No, I don't watch VTubers either.
But ASMR can be real people.
Neither do I watch VTubers.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Okay.
I hope that wasn't too loud.
I mean, if you haven't watched ASMR, this is it.
Fumbling with my mics.
Yeah. So we are trying something new, guys.
Apparently,
Yeah. I just bought this like 2 days ago.
you just want to show off. I guess that's what we're doing.
Yeah, we have a glow mark now nearby, and like it sells this.
We have see. This is the thing. Like this is something that certain people would get very angry about. But are we
No, I'm just giving you. The mic was in the way. Okay. I'm not going to feed you.
Why not?
That's for off stream.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Off stream collab. Yes.
Nigambo supremacy.
We'll put it in the stories. You know. Yeah.
Ooh yes.
Yeah.
Follow us on Instagram.
Hey, you can't get it backstage, guy.
No,
We
not
are
for you.
finishing it.
It's ours.
You know that one is special. Like it's double chocolate.
Ooh, nice.
It's like a classic. Like always go with the
I
classic.
mean, it's all for us. So.
Yeah.
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 Right then, shall we move on?
Okay. I'll stop eating.
Okay.
I really won't, but okay. So
Moving on.
wait, you were saying something about Nikam Gloma.
Glomak. We have a Glomak in Nigambo that makes Nigambo.
You have
best.
this?
Yeah.
Wow, you never told.
I never bought it. I'm poor.
I'm not going to comment on that. That's relative. And yes, so moving on.
Moving on. The Next recommendation.
I just
from me?
realized I get unfocused while eating. Okay, so
Wow. The
moving
next,
on,
the next
yes.
recommendation is from
It's
me?
from you.
Yes. My number one recommendation for the season.
Okay.
So, before I start, right, we're going straight to the clip before this one, right? I actually first started watching anime in 2016. It was like right before O levels, right? First anime I watched was Kill la Kill, and then I got hooked. In 2016, I watched a bunch like Konosuba and everything, and 2017 came around, and I think it was winter, the first season of this anime aired, and the first episode, right? The first episode aired, and I watched it, and the opening, the opening
Okay, sorry, okay.
theme played,
Yeah, okay.
and the opening visuals, and I heard that a person by the name of Kevin Penkin was the one who did the OST, and before the first, I was moved to tears. It was so beautiful, that first episode. And it's not like another anime in which I was moved to tears, To Your Eternity, where the first episode was beautiful and the rest was...
First episode was like
My
a story on its
God,
own.
I know. That's the end of that anime for me. The rest is good, but it'll never
No,
reach
the
that.
rest of the anime is a separate story.
Exactly. It's a separate story.
It's not
But
like equal.
made in a bit... I already told it.
Yes.
So this anime, let's just
Yeah.
pretend I never said
It's
that.
made in a bit. I thought. Okay, no.
That's just anyway. So this anime, right?
Okay.
Kevin Penkin, the OST, and the visuals. I just want you to imagine going on a journey to find something, to find a
find
desire,
petrol.
to find petrol, to find something that you've been yearning from the bottom of your heart, a full tank.
Okay.
Knowing that you'll never come back, knowing that you'll never see the people that you've been with. That
My
you're
dad
living
went to
with.
buy milk and never came back. This is what he felt.
He's downstairs, you know that, right? Just that
Okay.
journey, you know, you're still going on it. You embark,
Okay.
and it's beautiful. But also, at the same time, behind that beauty, horrors lurk. But even so, you march forward to the end, to the depth of the abyss. And that is my next recommendation. Let's roll the clip.
イルミュイ、私ね、あなたに出会うまで探してたものがあったの。
不可深海域のことをあれが
I wanna know where the people are.
かつてないほど鼓動は高まっていた。さまよってきた。頂上の異物、この世ならざる景色、きっとこの先に求めた源泉すらも。
Right, as you saw from that clip, Made in Abyss is an anime about exploration, about seeing the unknown, and about discovering the world, even though, in addition to the beauty, it is filled with deadly horrors. And combined with the OST, the soundtrack that was made by Kevin Penkin, that's honestly one of the best soundtracks that I've heard.
I would agree to that.
Like, sure, Attack on Titans, I don't know, fine, like Kill la Kill had an amazing OST, but my god, nothing.
Yeah, like, have you watched? There's this podcast called Trash Taste.
Yeah.
Have you watched this episode where they interview Kevin Penkin?
Yes, I did actually.
Really? So they talk about some of the musical strategies that he has used, and like that blows my mind that he think of various ways to make music, and then he integrates these music into animes like Made in Abyss, for example. Like I remember one where he said like he took the violin, and he made music so that the violin they would play like this, all the strings, and go back to make a weird effect. The backstage guy showed the other pocket. Like I only have this now. Okay, so and use that as like a music to like create like a, how do you say, unsettling sound.
Right. The only thing that I can think of that even comes close, it's not anime, but have any of you played Doom? Have any of you heard about Mick Gordon, the guy who wrote the soundtrack for Doom? Like him, the way he produced music as well with literal chainsaws is reminiscent, and I guess the way that both Mick Gordon has done for Doom and Kevin Penkin has done for Made in Abyss soundtracks, man, it can really set the tone and set the motion of the anime.
Okay. So enough about Kevin Penkin. Let's talk about the anime.
The animates are fine. Moving on.
So about the Made in Abyss anime, yes. So
the premise, in short, as I've been trying to explain so far, is one character, the main protagonist, the girl, she goes off into this depth, the abyss, in search of her mother. She goes off with a companion, Reg, who's not quite human. And as she goes on, layer by layer, first the first, second, third, as they descend deeper and deeper into the abyss, they encounter various wonderful things, sights that you can't see anywhere else in the world, and also dangers. And the way they overcome them, the way they grow as people, grow as characters, and the way they interact with what they encounter, the decisions they make, all of those combined make it one of the greatest. I don't know whether I would say something objective like greatest, but it's something that's impacted me a lot. So this is my number one recommendation. Like, there's a first season, there's a movie, and this is the second season. So there's a bit to watch, but let me tell you, it's worth it.
Yeah.
And quick disclaimer, if you're easily disturbed, perhaps, I don't know, you might want to skip out on it because there's some disturbing stuff in it as well.
It's mostly mentally disturbing rather than like
kinda
scene stuff.
Yeah,
but it's not there's any. For me, the journey is different from Made in Abyss because I just watched it. Music was nice, and then I watch it like
they go deeper to find their mother, obviously.
Yes, so I realized more like this world is kind of expands and there are nice stuff in it. Then there was this huge disturbing scene.
Yeah, the cartridge.
Then I realized that the depth of this anime. Backstage guys, stop eating.
Cartridges.
The depth of this anime.
If you know, you know.
Yeah, and then I realized this is actually greater than I thought. To watch season 2, I rewatched season 1. It was there was stuff I missed, like the initial where they explain stuff that made me understand the later seasons. So I would recommend you watch it. Start by first season. Don't watch the new one because you won't get anything.
Yeah, because unlike slice of life or anything, there's an overarching story. There's a continuing story here, and you really should watch. Top tier. At least if you can, try to read the manga because the art in the manga is just so good.
Yes, and
there's a manga recommendation as well.
They did experience wonderful things as they went deep. As Trex says here.
Yep.
Yeah, so let's go to the final anime.
The final recommendation of the evening.
Yes. So this anime, I just heard about it like 1 or 2 months ago before it
Okay.
aired. Then I saw a trailer after that, like for this anime, and
Right.
I immediately was sold.
Okay.
What sold me were the visuals.
Right.
What made me stay was the atmosphere. Why don't we start with the clip?
Starting
So
with the clip.
backstage guy, go for it. Not the poke clip. He's eating too much.
眠れなくなったのはつい最近のことだ。
あ、お酒買ってる。あれ、君いくつ？20歳過ぎてるようには見えないけどな。ここは夜だぜ。自由の時間だ。自分を解放させないと満足なんかできないぜ、少年。
すいません、僕帰ります。怖いのでさよならと。
そうはいかないぞ、少年。大丈夫大丈夫、何にもしないって。先っぽだけだから。
何の先っぽ？お姉さんはその吸血鬼的なやつなんですか？
まあそうなるね。
そうなるっすね。俺はじゃあ吸血鬼になったってことなのか？
いや、なってないよ多分。大丈夫大丈夫。
This Call of the Night, right? So it's the so let me talk about the the unique situation, not weird, unique situation, how it came about apparently. So the song you hear at the end, right?
Yeah.
So the song at the end is the song the manga author listened to get inspired to make this manga. So he called his anime after a song.
Okay.
He got permission from the artist.
Okay.
And then when the anime was then the manga was adapted to anime, they used the original song he was inspired by.
Oh.
Yeah. So the art of it, so the plot is basically a guy teenager who couldn't sleep because of problems in his life and school. Like he doesn't know what to do. He can't go for help for anyone easily because Japan. And so he gets something like insomnia. So he wakes up at night, stays up. So the first day he goes out to explore the night because he was bored at home.
Right.
He meets a girl who showed him the fun things about the nightlife.
Right.
Not the sketchy parts, just the wholesome fun things, like talking with random strangers who are friendly. It is wholesome.
In a wholesome way.
And yes. And then she decided to take him to her room. And she says she's not sketchy, so we have to believe her.
Okay.
And then, so what she does is she takes these people.
Right.
And who can't sleep and calms them down so that when they wake up they feel refreshed.
Right.
Yes, and she happens to be a vampire who drinks blood while they're sleeping.
That's a twist.
Yes.
You shouldn't have told us that.
Okay, but what this anime is about is that after they met, she still continues to show him the nightlife.
Right.
And what is really interesting about this anime, other than the goofy characters and the weird dialogue, is the animation and art and lighting, all of the visual effects. The music is really good by the same people who the manga author was inspired by, even the music in the middle. And the art is amazing that I would highly recommend you watch it at night.
Okay.
The anime is meant to be watched at night. Even the Japanese airing time is after 12, I believe.
Oh, it's a late night show.
It's a late night show, and the way they show night, it makes me want to go out at night. But unfortunately, in our country, it doesn't have a positive
Well,
nightlife except in major cities.
I mean, so
Shops are closed.
I mean,
there are no combinis.
No, like there's this one shop near. Well, there's this one like major restaurant sort of thing near where I live, called Samiha's.
Oh, Samiha's.
If you know, you know, right? So it's open 24/7, and like way back in the day when I was in school, like I was the president of the astronomy club, and we used to have like meetups and stuff late in the night. And one of these nights, right, we were riding our bikes, and we went all the way. It was like 4 or 5 kilometers from where we were to Samiha's at Kottu there, and like came back, and it was this just riding out in the bike with your friends late at night. It's like a different experience. So I totally understand what you mean.
Okay. Yes. So one thing that I have to say about it, if you are into like beautiful stomachs, there's something for you. And other than that, I would recommend you try one episode and see, because it's like a wholesome night story with really beautiful art that I don't know, like I don't know what else to say. Like you'll feel thankful to watch it.
Yeah. So yeah, that concludes.
Yes. That concludes our recommendations.
Before we completely wrap up, let's go over some honorable mentions.
Yeah. So what do you think about our recommendations, and who do you think backstage guy is this time? We didn't ask that.
That is a question for you to ask. Yes.
You backstage guy, you can get a poll.
Who's backstage guy?
Yeah.
Right. So before we wrap up with a few announcements and stuff, I guess honorable mentions. I have one, and then maybe one from you, and then see what the audience says. Right?
Yep.
So I'll go first. My first honorable mention is Isekai Make You the Harem.
Yeah.
The thing, like, this actually was gonna be my fourth place recommendation, but like the best parts of this anime are not something I can recommend to all audiences, right? And so that's the reason why it's not in my main recommendations. Just, you don't have to watch the first 3 episodes. Like maybe second like half of it, so you know what's going on. Just go to the fourth. That's what everyone's
I watched the
for.
first episode, then I jumped to the third one because nothing happens in the second one.
Yeah, just go to the fourth. That's where the interesting stuff happens. So again, it's not for all ages. Just FYI. What about you?
Yes. One thing that came out in the chat is Vermilion Gold, which is something that I really liked as well. At first, it didn't sound appealing because, like, there's instead of the girl being younger, this time the girl is older, and the guy is younger. So, like, I thought it's typical shorter, but it's wholesome shorter now that I watch it.
Okay. Okay.
It's like a young guy in a magic academy who summoned a demon instead of a normal animal like a squirrel or something.
It's kind of like that. The very first isekai. Was the very first isekai?
Not Mushoku Tensei, right?
Not Mushoku Tensei is not the very first isekai.
I know.
It's a copycat.
Sword Art Online. Okay, no, I'm not joking. Okay.
Family of Zero, that's the one.
Oh.
Zero no Tsukaima.
It's similar to that.
Kinda.
In a way. But the guy is younger. But it's more wholesome and not that abusive weird thing in Family of Zero, which dragged on for a bit. Yes, so that's a really good recommendation. And do you have anything else?
That's all from me. Is there anything we can see from chat? There was a recommendation for Classroom of the Elite, and well, it's okay. Perhaps not as good as the first season.
There's another one like My Stepsister is My Ex, which is still really fun. I like it.
Honestly, I prefer that over Domestic Kanojo.
I prefer that over Isekai Make You because it's kind of fun. I don't think even if it goes, I'll watch further than first season. But it will be fun while it lasts.
Fun while it lasts.
Yes, and I think that would be our
That
recommendations.
concludes our recommendations for the evening.
We went a bit over time, so we have to wrap it up quickly. Yes, and the poll. So, who do you think BSG is? So, we are closing it.
Let's close it.
Yes, so BSG is 40% Homeland, 40% Mark, and 20% Agent Smash.
And 0%
Lakshini. Oh. Sad for Lakshini.
So yeah, no clear-cut winner.
Okay.
Well, you'll find out.
Okay.
So nobody is gonna win. Maybe we can give half or nothing if they win.
But no, more like quarter.
Quarter, nothing.
Yeah.
We'll see how it goes.
Yes.
We'll see how it goes.
So
before we wrap up for the evening, one last thing, we've got to plug our Discord because that's where most of the fun stuff happens.
Yes, and we have like events like almost once every other weekend.
Yeah, every fortnight no, not that every 2 weeks.
Yeah,
every 2 weeks.
Every 2 weeks.
That
like
word has been ruined.
On a Saturday we would have it.
The word has been ruined for us.
Yes.
Every Saturday or Friday we have game
Backstage
night.
guy used to play that game.
God, it's disgusting.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we have game night where we play a bunch of like party games like Jackbox or
Among Us. Or Fall Guys.
Kind of like we're experimenting,
Yeah.
like always looking for new games to play together.
Yep.
So come on, say hi, join our game nights. It's not this Saturday, so next Saturday we'll be having
just
a game
pop
night.
onto our Discord anytime, people.
Yeah.
Are there.
There's always
Like-
some conversation.
Yeah, like
going
2
on.
days ago, like me with Hacker and like another friend of ours, we talk about old anime for 3 hours straight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like I remember a friend and a bunch of guys and some artists had a bit of a stream a few weeks ago, and I believe they're the guy who made our poster actually this time. So Akimori Sensei and there was another person by the name of Ruby Sensei. They're also planning on doing another stream sometime soon, so look forward to that.
Yep. And yeah, just hang out and listen to our music bot who is providing music.
Who is providing music,
Yeah.
not by force. obviously.
Backstage person is distracting me with the 4K. So to reveal the backstage people.
To reveal the backstage people.
You are 25% correct.
Quarter of the way.
Yeah. So it's actually 2 people,
Well,
not one.
Yeah, it's 2.
Wait, does that help? Do you know who it
there
is
was
now?
one person managing the Pocky and the other person doing work, so
Yeah.
it works.
Yes. So it's Mark and Lakshini. Cheer for them.
Oh, there they go.
Okay.
Right.
So yes, and with that, I think we can end the live stream, and hopefully it will be less janky next time.
Yeah, this time it was
New equipment
new equipment and the constant fear of poop
and larger mics.
and larger mics.
Yep. Yes. So roll on to the credits.
Thanks for joining. See you next time. Bye.
Bye.
See ya.
Cut it.